Sutra 3. Tatha dhrashtu swarupe avasthanam. Vyasa asks, what will be the swabhava of Purusha who is intellect and consciousness in such a chitta which is devoid of Vishaya? He is perceiving only the Swaswarupa as Chitishakti or Kaivalya forever. In that state, the Yogi Chitta is always raised, an Uttana Chitta. And the always raised state of the Yogin's Chitta into a state of Kaivalya is mentioned here. According to Shankaracharya, the Chitta is Satatotthayini. Shankara uses the term Satatotthayini here. I am grateful for Dr. Sukumar Azhikode to use this term for my Chitta in his preface to my study on Chilappadigaram, an ancient Sangam period Tamil epic. In that he called my Chitta as Satatotthayini. I am grateful to him for that comment. And Vajaspati says, Purusha, who has become one with his own Swarupa, which is always experienced and without his intelligence, interested in any other Vishaya, is by his own nature of intellect and consciousness, light, like the sun. Savidur Iva Prakasha. Just like Savita. Savita is Surya. It is light just like the sun. So Bhava is the own Bhava. The state in which the Purusha does not move away from that state has Vishaya Bhava, absence of Vishaya. It is called Abhava in Bhava. In the Prakasha, which is Swabhava, is Swaswabhava. Swabhava means your own Bhava, Swaswabhava. And lack of other Vishaya or Jada. There are no Jada Vishaya in that Prakasha Chitta. Because of Vishaya Bhava, intellect is always Purushatmika and concentrated in the Purusha only, and therefore called Purusharthavadi. That Chitta, that Satatotthayini Chitta is always called Purusharthavadi because it has attained the Purushartha. Vivekaghyadi is also Vishaya Bhoga, and that also is included in the Purushartha. Then how one can say that a Siddha in Niruddha state is totally in Vishaya Bhava? He also has Vivekaghyadi, that also is a Vishaya. The sutra is to answer that question. Purusha is Chaitanya Swarupa and is Nirupadhika, without any cause or any dependence, Niradhara. If a red flower is kept near a prism, this is called as Phadiga, near a Phadiga, says the Sanskrit commentary, the prism, the colorless Phadiga will appear as colored. If it is a red flower, the Phadiga will take the red color. It is like this, the Nirupadhika Purusha appears to have the colors of the Sobhadhika Prakriti. Prakriti has colors. Prakriti is Jada. Purusha is colorless and Prakasha. When Prakasha enters through a physical object, which is part of a Jada Prakriti, one can see a spectrum of different colors. This is an experiment which all of you know in physics. Now, this is explained in the Sanskrit text like this. So, this is not modern science, this is ancient science. No? The illusionary colors are what we call the samsara or life. The Indradhanus or the rainbow colors are produced from the white light by the Phadiga or Prisa, and this is compared to the samsara, which is colorful, whereas really it is colorless light only. Once the light passes through a second prism, suppose it happens to pass through a second Phadiga, the colors are again lost and it assumes its natural colorless state or Swarupa again. Thus, when we obstruct the bhavana or imagination of differentness or manyness of the samsara, the chitta again become Swabhava, and then it is called the nivritta from the various dependent factors or upadhi. If the samsara and its colors are not obstructed by chitta vritti nirodha, the colors of the many due to the rajas will be there, and it is seen as the sopadhika with the functions of karma bandha, that is bound by actions. Whenever there is an action, there should be a reaction. That is the Newton's law. The chitta which is permanently fixed in own swarupa does not change again, nor does it raise again. Then there is no utthanam for it. And then it becomes aparinamini. The chitta which is not niruddha permanently can raise, and it is parinamini. For the chitti which is kudastha, which is the center, and nitya, that is eternal, there is no more births to happen. It is a birthless state. It does not fall. It is called chavana. Chavana is falling from one place. It does not fall from its position. In asampragnata samadhi, this happens. Whereas in sampragnata samadhi, the chitta is not sada yogi chitta. That is always in the yogic state. Asampragnata samadhi, the chitta is not in sada yogi state. And there are periods of vyuthana and periods of total samadhi which alternate. When it is in the vyuthana state, the yogi creates books, music, something like that. When there are periods of samadhi, the yogi gets that eternal energy, that tanmayata with the Supreme Self. So these two periods alternate in the sampragnata samadhi state of a yogi. This is the only difference between the sampragnata and the sampragnata samadhi. The asampragnata samadhi doesn't have this Vithana states. It's always merged. It is as good as no kriya. Nothing happens. Nobody even knows about it. Just like somebody who is sitting on the Everest and meditating, doesn't come down, doesn't help others, doesn't write books, nothing. That is a sampragnata state. Or a sampragnata state, there are beautiful periods of samadhi, and whatever experience we get from samadhi, we share with others through our creative processes, books, everything. We talk to them, we give them help, we give them shanti. That is sampragnata samadhi. This is the only difference that we can find between these two types.